Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this is the updated 3.4.20 PvP tier list 2025 March tier list as well. So this video here is only for PvP, and the Rezo here we'll be talking is only up to Rezo 2. So we won't talk about Rezo 4, don't talk about Rezo 6 as well. And the main content for this PvP I'll be surrounding around Knockout, Beat Bout, Point War, then triple threats, then RTA will be the last priority, which don't really often in the game as well currently. So only like knockout is like the main resources for the PvP, or like triple threats or like beat bout, point war stuff, right? So we'll go through their rival runes and also how valuable their rezo is. So this is the continued version of the previous one, 3.4.16, and this is the previous PvP tier list. So I'm go through one by one and see if there's any other changes. So I think the actual fact tier list is still going to remain the same, like in terms of R2 value, and I think they are still consider the what the actual fact tier list. Then for meta wise, I will actually want to put Anna down one tier. Like a lot of our current Esper can actually kill Anna pretty easily, so let me think. Okay, maybe I'll put Jiangzhi down one tier. I'll put Jiangzhi down one tier. I'll put Anna. Okay, average here is R6, so because it's a free Esper, so I'll put it at meta. Okay, but the rest here I would say if they are in terms of R2. Yeah, I think I'll put Anna remain at meta for now, but I will actually debate, like I'll put Anna down to the strong tier now, no longer like the meta tier, but I think it's still pretty meta for those lower tier PvP, and maybe in certain triple threats or beat bout, and lower tier Anna is still pretty useful overall. Alright, then for this tier here, decent, I'll actually put Murloc one tier higher now, because Murloc, if you're actually facing like a lot of Chuyao comp, Murloc actually performing pretty well, like providing the passive crit resist down is actually working very well, just that Everett works even better. But I'll push Murloc one tier higher. It's no longer just decent, I would say he's actually better compared to what we thought. Then Ming Short here, I'll put him up to meta now. Like even cause Ming Short is you're able to get him to R6, right? So it depends like if you want to judge him at R2 or R6. But Ming Short even at R2, I would say that his nuke is actually high enough damage to nuke the enemy team. Depends on your point war range, right? Like for my point war, my Ming Short have to be R6 to have enough damage. But maybe at lower tier, when your enemy doesn't have a lot of R6 Esper, Ming Short damage is actually enough to kill the enemy as well. Then for Taver, I would push him up to strong to meta somewhere here, but I think I'll push him up to strong. The reason why I will push Taver up is because now Sui Zai is pretty actively in the battle, and because of Sui Zai usually have the highest defense and highest attack, and sometimes even the highest HP as well. But usually it's the highest attack and highest defense. And Taver here will put his special target point to point it on Sui Zai, and he most probably can actually one-shot Sui Zai as well. So because of that, and especially in beat bout, Taver is actually performing very good in the beat bout content. When he apply the passive on Sui Zai, he can actually just one-shot the Sui Zai. He's pretty strong in beat bout. Point war I'm not sure, but beat bout he's actually performing more actively because of the Sui Zai activeness. Okay, then the niche content here, I'll put height actually to decent to strong, somewhere here. Maybe I'll put it at decent. Because now he can get golden rune buff thanks to Sui Zai, and with the golden rune buff, height actually is performing pretty good. But this height here is not R6, it's just a R2 height, so I won't put him higher, but I'll put him somewhere at a decent tier. Okay, then the rest here I would say overall is gonna be the same. Alright, then for the bad tier, yeah, the bad tier I'll still remain the same as well. This for the PvP content. Then for Yukini at R2, I would actually put her at what the actual fuck. Because with R2 Yukini is all you need to make her strong. And with Yukini with the Frost set buff, actually make Yukini like a monster. Because you can't kill Yukini, and Yukini can just slowly torture you but Yukini needs a very solid tank team, like with a lot of like Lin, Sakura, with like Chu Yao, no, with like Zihe. As long as the longer you can survive, the better it is. So I will put Yukini 1 tier higher. Okay, let me resize it. Yeah, what the actual fuck? Definitely worth the what the actual fuck, but it only works in point war. Other than point war, when you're using rival route, then she won't be really that good. But just because at the point war, I would put her at the highest tier. Then for Suizai, so this Suizai here is only at R2. So if Suizai is only at R2, he's not that strong when he's at R2. So I'll put him at the strong tier instead of the meta tier. He will go to meta tier, or maybe what the actual fuck, when he reach R6. That's where he becomes strong. But at least at just R2 value itself, I will rate him just at strong. Then for Zhou Hong, same thing at R2 here. I'll put him at decent, not until strong, because he still relies his overtime stack a lot. He relies on his Esper a lot. After his Esper do all the job, then he'll start one punching them. But before that, he's not really that good. So I'll put him at decent instead of strong. Then for Lapis, so Lapis PvP content, R2 you can make her the fastest Esper in the game. Even faster than Tolan at R2 because of the 20% speed boost. But if you make her fast, means she have no she doesn't have a very strong damage. So even if you outspeed Tolan, there won't really have any usage at all. So overall, she's a PvE Esper. In PvP, I would say she's pretty bad. I would say maybe bad to niche. I didn't really try her in PvP, to be honest. But in terms of usage compared to the other niche Esper here, I don't really think Lapis have a really good usage in PvP content, especially she's just R2. So yeah, let me check. Overall, I think this will be the tier list for me, for the R2 PvP tier list, for the PvP content only. Overall, I think the rest of the other Esper, they still stand their own ground of their value in triple threats, or maybe in knockout, beat bout, and point war. Majority, there's a lot of Esper that is in decent, or maybe in niche or strong. When they reach R6, their value will just go even higher. But at least for now, this will be the tier list for the PvP content. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Feel free to comment down which Esper you think I actually mislook it, or I rate them wrongly. You can feel free to comment down. But keep note, all these Esper here, they are only at R2 potential. Okay, hope you guys enjoy the video, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is Gen MP, Yakishiba Tales, Epic Bullet Point, Sky Elk, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Wang Seimer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwatts, Rimu, Choni, Antonio Winterspoon, Yum Cragren, Riku Fred X Iris, Calamity, Rocco Stenzions, Jordan Alons, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Choni. Thank you so much for your support.